The burger and the fries, the vegetables, the apple pie. I like apple pie. Apple pie is good.
Apple pie is good?
Jaden Ivey, an NBA player, now a former one, tells only half a story of a real issue, and it runs deeper than Christianity. And the issue is more so what happens as religion becomes identity rather than a transformation to a more ideal way to live. In a lot of black spaces, this has created some form of identity crisis, and this is not me hating on Christianity as a whole. Too many people do not want to follow Christ. They'd rather cosplay their Christianity to wear as a disguise or a reason to be justified in moral superiority.
God did not make a man to be with a man. How God did not make a girl to be with a...
That title does not simply set you apart or make you better without you as a person separating the spirit, discipline, and even the love required to make that a transformation. Jaden Ivey, to a lot of people, has the golden ticket. He's able to play basketball for millions of dollars. Most people will argue freedom of speech, but as we all know, that does not excuse the consequences for his actions. Of course, he can say what he wants, but going on rants about gay people and relating it to religion is a surefire way to get kicked out the league. There's dudes in the league with the worst allegations, but when you're a bottom of the bench player, this is what's gonna happen. Because now you have people who think being Christian means saying the right things while attempting to condemn the right people. And of course, he got some support, despite this man clearly not being in a good headspace. Being Christian did not just put him above all rules and regulations. And to be honest, as a millionaire, with all the other stuff going on in the world, this rant was pointless. This identity crisis is what happens when faith becomes a costume for unresolved people. The full story was that Ivy was waived by the Chicago Bulls after these anti-LGBTQ comments he made on, I think, like an Instagram live stream. But this video is not even about whether the Bulls was right. It's bigger than Ivy. He's just an example. He represents a type of Christian performance that a lot of people have seen before.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God.
These comments are disguised as someone just telling the truth and almost using this sudden found righteousness as an excuse to be hateful. And when we do end up seeing this, it's deeply built into ego and this need to feel chosen or above all kinds of sinners. But actively in this process, he didn't use faith to become better. He used faith to feel better than other people. Real faith can be heavy and humbling since you'd have to confront yourself. But going on live arrogantly, shouting about it, will get you out of a job and a marriage real fast. Yup, he lost his wife too.
Praise God. I got my wife here.
Oh, please.
She loves me. She loves God. She's obeying God.
The real question is, why are you even doing this? What called for this to happen? And why was there this carelessness in how he went about it? I don't know what this man is going through, but this is exactly how you can go from believing one thing to being controlled by those beliefs. Because a lot of people are loud about sexuality or loud about sin, but what about the several other sins, even the ones being committed by the same people he was working for? And yes, I do think this has a specific black context, because in a lot of black communities, Christianity is bigger than just belief. It's been integrated in the culture and tradition and has become another layer of survival and identity amongst the black community. I have nothing against those who choose to follow any religious belief, but this is a classic case of a kid who could have grown up in the church. They heard all these words and picked up on all these phrases, but never actually built any layer of discipline. So they can sound saved, but still stay the same way. For a lot of people, being Christian is almost inherited before it's even understood. So now you got people who know about Christianity, but do not actually know what it means to be spiritually mature. Christianity now more than ever starts to become less about conviction and more about role-playing, like them people with Bible quotes in their IG bios that be talking about demonic energy and all that, saying raptures is coming while judging other people's sins. We're in a society full of sinners judging other sinners for sinning differently, but in their own life, these same people will lack the discipline or maturity to even create peace within themselves before tirading online with their beliefs. It's like inheriting the performance of holiness before building the substance of it. And another part of this crisis is respectability. A lot of black Christians are not just trying to be holy, they're trying to be clean and proper, and try extra hard in order to hold up that image. We already face several societal struggles within the community, and Christianity becomes another layer to be used as a social shield for blackness, a way to separate yourself from the bad people and avoid proper judgment, almost as a way to subgroup their blackness from the rest. But Jaden Ivey, you still one of us, regardless of what you believe in, and no person outside the race thinks you're better than what you were before. I feel like that's why some people become obsessed with calling out certain sins, because other people's visible sins become the evidence of your own superiority. So instead of talking about anything else, you go for the easy target, which in this case was the LGBTQ, due to the conflict that it has with religion. Anyone can sound convicted or quote a bunch of scripture, but if you can't follow that up or show that through some real restraint or honesty, then we know your character. You're using Christianity as an excuse more than a real reason to further yourself. And because of whatever pipeline he went down, he let that dictate how he decided to react. And that's what a lot of these public Christian personalities are missing. They confuse intensity for some depth, but you can yell all you want and still be wrong. You can be bold and wrong, and while being offensive, which contradicts any form of righteousness. Every time people reject them, they think the world don't like their truth. But if you saying some wild stuff and you're attached to a billion-dollar sports team, it's a bad look. People will reject you because you're arrogant and careless, which is fair in this case. Sometimes that ignorance comes with a price to pay. Older Christians may wonder why younger people are leaving the church, and maybe for them it was much more grounded in faith. But the impact sometimes can lead to control. That control is led by shame and hypocrisy, which we see a lot in Christianity and in other religions. For the sake of the video, we just gonna stay focused on Christianity. Seeing people act holy in public and rotten in private can really change your perspective. A lot of Christians can tend to be more excited to condemn than to actually heal. And if you speak against anything, now you're in the wrong. So when focus is more so on being correct than being useful, people don't want to stay loyal. That's not because the truth is the problem, but fake righteousness will always become exhausting. And before anybody gets defensive, let me say this clearly. This is not me saying black Christians are uniquely fake. Hypocrisy is everywhere. But I am talking about a pattern I know people have seen. And growing up black, I've seen this a lot. This pattern of faith becoming a part of an image before it becomes part of real life. A pattern where somebody will condemn the world all day without confronting their own sins within themselves. So once Christianity becomes identity first, it stops being surrender. And honestly, that's when it becomes more of a way to control rather than to uplift. So no, the problem is not that black people are Christian. The problem is that too many have turned Christianity into a personality and aesthetic instead of actual discipleship. The real Christian problem is ego and using God as a mask. And if your faith never improves you, what exactly has it done for you or to you? Jaden Ivey is just one example. The real issue is that we keep confusing loud Christianity with deep Christianity, and they're not the same. It's a bad look, but it also reveals how this can form into a distorted identity, and until that changes, the identity crisis is only going to get worse. Christianity was never supposed to make you feel above people. This identity crisis begins when faith becomes something that you wear instead of something you allow to change you. Some people don't need a louder gospel or a platform to shout and yell at all. Freedom of speech does not equal freedom of consequences. Let's start taking a deeper look at that before anything, and take a deeper look at your religion before you start saying anything.
Go subscribe to the second channel, go follow the Instagram, and go follow the TikTok. I got this new plant. Her name is Sonder. Say hi to Sonder. It's Sonder. Don't misspell it. Bye now.
Wow, that was so powerful. Academy Award.